All right, March 31st, workout breakdown. This back day is sandwiched between Urban Legend training days, which is about 50-50 on whether or not that matters for people in the gym right now. That seems to be the breakdown or the ratio of people doing it and not doing it, roughly, of course. We kind of been lacking on a little bit more of our volume running. Even if you are doing the Urban Legend, there hasn't been a ton of days of the volume running, a lot heavier on the bike days, as more people tend to struggle with the bike than they do with the running aspect of it. So I wanted to make a day that was kind of predicated on running, and I think we solved that problem right here. That being said, as you guys, for the people that listen to these videos, I try really hard to make sure that whatever we're doing, it's got a purpose and it's not just busy work. Like, nothing irritates me more. Again, probably to a fault, a little OCD. I'm making sure that whatever it is we're doing has some level of efficiency or effect. I guess maybe effect's the wrong word, just productivity tied to it by the end of the workout. So the running, of course, you guys are going to see here block fire. Although it's not separate blocks, you're going to start every round. So I guess round fire would be a better way of saying this. But 5 rounds, it's ultimately going to add up to 4.5 minutes of running to start every single round. And then you'll have a little quick 30-second transition to get into your floor work, where you'll then have a 4-minute AMRAP to achieve whatever it is you're trying to achieve in those 4 minutes, which, the way I saw it or see it is AMRAP version, right? Like, that's how you're going to get the majority of your volume. You can work on capacity and your ability to transition. And if you do approach it with that mindset, 4 minutes is more than enough time to get quite a bit out of this. Now, if you don't approach it with an AMRAP mindset, then 4 minutes won't be enough time to get what you need to get out of this. So there are some caveats to this. This is where I struggle sometimes in some of these structures. But again, I can't stress it enough. If you are knowing that these 4 minutes are crucial to the efficiency of each one of these movements you see at the bottom of the monitor, then we'll be in a good spot. So in other words, when you finish that 30-second run for max or at max, make that transition kind of hasty so you can start, the pull-ups or whatever it is listed here on time and approach it with the right mindset, which again, as many reps as possible is how we want to do this. Now, that fits because the running intervals up top, for the most part, are pretty non-aggressive, right? You're only going to spend about 90 seconds in that aggressive mode. Really, when I say aggressive, I mean anything over zone 2 or over that 70% kind of output floor there. So the first 3 minutes are you running at sub 70%, so you're trying to hang out in that zone 2 range. You'll then, again, active recovery, attempting to run for that 1 minute. For a lot of us, that could be a walk into a run, depending on how conditioned we are on the treadmill. But again, overall, a nice chunk of volume is going to occur today on the treadmill. And then again, you got that 90-second end there, where it's a 1 minute run at up to 80%. So we're definitely tapping into zone 3. For some people, probably zone 4, depending on our ability on the treadmill, like I stated earlier. And then 30 seconds at whatever pace you'd like to go. Obviously, the goal would be as aggressive as possible, setting up for that transition to be pretty crucial into the bottom part of the monitor. But outside of that, there's not much really to go over at the bottom, other than obviously integrity of the movement. Like pull-ups, we want full range of motion. The ball clean to shoulder, I put into a step over. I didn't put it in blue, so everybody should be doing that. So you're going to clean it to your shoulder, step over either a low or high bench, or if you want to add a higher verticality with a box, you can certainly do that. It's going to slow you down pretty dramatically and probably affect your ability to treat this like a true AMRAP, but still not the end of the world. I don't hate it. And then I like number 3 a lot, the 2 or 3 pull-ups, 2 or 3 belly burpees, and you just rip through as many rounds you physically can. You're probably questioning, we already did pull-ups, but again, it's only 4 minutes, and in my experience, a lot of people are just not overly comfortable on a pull-up bar moving quickly. So 4 minutes may not yield as much volume as we'd like. So I threw in another opportunity to accrue more volume on the pull-ups, which, again, like I said, I love. And then the farmer step-ups, it's only 4 minutes. So I would highly stress that you want to have this weight picked out before you guys start this workout, so it's already ready to go. Nobody's going to want to go find 60, 65, 80, 85-pound dumbbells coming off a 30-second run for max that late in the workout. So make sure you guys have that figured out. And then again, this is an opportunity to really challenge your grip strength, not with just the weight, but holding on to these dumbbells for a couple extra reps when you would probably typically put them down in order to break up some level of lactic or discomfort. But again, knowing it's only 4 minutes, like maybe an opportunity to build some mental callus here and kind of work through some discomfort. Either way, love this workout. Like I said, heavy on the running on purpose. Hopefully somebody doesn't watch this video and just avoid it because of the running. Keep in mind, if you can't run, guys, we can always put a rower down, or I prefer the rower. Anytime it's running, like typically always, I would much rather you guys switch to the rower if you have some physical limitation.